Welcome to the screencast where I'll show you in Photoshop how to resize photos for the web. For this particular demo, if you are resizing photos to go on the front of the district website, you should size them to 450 pixels wide by 290 pixels tall. So please make a note of that, and I'll refer to that during the demo. So here I am in Photoshop. This version that I'm working in is Adobe Photoshop CS6. The things I'm going to show also pertain to other versions, so if you don't have this exact version, more than likely most of this will still apply. This doesn't matter if you're working on a Mac or Windows machine. Everything I show here should be available for both. So I've already opened an image in Photoshop. I just did that by going to File, Open. I navigated and opened this file. The easiest way that I know of to resize images is I go up to the Image menu and I go to Image Size. When I go to image size, this opens up a box where I can manually type in dimensions of what I want this picture to be. Before I mess with any of this, I typically look at the resolution, which is down here near the bottom. Resolution for images that go on the web should be 72. Depending on the type of camera that the images were taken with, this might be higher than that. You might have an image that's 150, you might have an image that's 300 resolution. It's always good to change this first, resolution to 72, and make sure that we're talking here in pixels per inch. So there is, it's already set to 72. Now I come up here to the pixel dimensions, and I make sure that these drop downs say pixel. The choice was either pixel or percent. I think the default is pixel. And now I can actually type in what I want that image to be. So 450, if I type that, notice that when I type that for the width, the height automatically changed. Now this 267 isn't exactly 290. And that, depending on your purpose, is okay. If I was just going to put this on a web page and I just wanted to size it to 500 pixels, it doesn't really matter what the height is. I know that the width of the picture will fit in the space on the web page that I'm going to put it on. So if you get close enough, that should be okay. I'll show you a trick here in a minute how to make it even more exact if you need to. The reason that the height and the width are changing when I type in a number is because of this little symbol right here. This means that the proportions are constrained. So when I type a number here, it automatically adjusts here so that the picture doesn't get skewed or warped or anything like that. And the reason that happens is because this checkbox is on, this constrained proportions. I only point that out so that if you're working on your computer and this isn't checked, make sure that this is checked. So 450 by 267, I hit OK. The picture on screen, notice it goes a little smaller. This sometimes can be misleading on the computer screen. One way to know if you're looking at the actual size of an image is to look down in the bottom left corner and see here it says 33.3%. If I use my magnifying glass tool, I can click a few times and it makes it bigger each time, and I can get up to 100%. So this is what the actual size of the image will look like when I place it on the web or on a web page or a website. So that is the easiest way to resize an image. If I go a step backwards here and let me reset everything, I'll show another way if you need to be more precise. If I come over here on my tools and I select the cropping tool, currently on mine this is the fourth tool down, little cropping, looks like a little cropping tool, and if I mouse over it, a little yellow box tells me that is the crop tool. This brings up little box around my image where I could drag from the corner, I could drag from the side to encompass exactly what I want to crop the image to. One of the tools though that I use instead to be more exact is when I'm on the crop tool up here, there are some different crop tool choices. This drop down menu says unconstrained right now. You can click that and see there's already preset sizes here. I'm going to choose unconstrained because I want to type in exactly 450 for my width, 290 for my height, and notice the crop box changes to exactly those dimensions. Now it'll stay proportionate to that, and I can resize this box. I could focus in maybe more so, I could drag the picture around and really focus on the dog in this picture if I wanted it to be, have the dog fully take up that whole area. Notice that whatever's in the crop area is lighter. That's the part you're going to keep, and then anything on the outside, when I crop here in a second, is going to disappear. So to actually perform the crop, you set your area, then you double click in the crop area, and everything else disappears. So now I've cropped to that section or selection of the picture I want to keep, but I really didn't change the image size. I just set the proportion to the 450 by 290 around this area of the dog. I would then use what we just did a little while ago. I'd go up to image size, and I could actually type here 450 by 290, and that will actually make it the exact size when I take a look at this at 100%. Now I can save this image, and I typically do a file, save as, and I'll save this somewhere on my computer, and then I'll go upload it to a web page. So those are just a few tips with resizing images, making sure you know to look at the resolution of an image first. You can resize just by typing in the numbers. If you need to crop to be exact or specific, you can do that as well. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.